Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It means it provides energy, and it is due to the aerobic respiration whenever the Krebs cycle will occur after the glycolysis. So the glycolysis is important thing is which that is aerobic respiration to produce pyruvate while also produce the NADH and ATP during the glycolysis. So the pyruvate will be formed, two molecules of the pyruvate, and enter into the mitochondria. When enter into the mitochondria, the Krebs cycle will produce more and more FADH2 and ATP, NADH, which that is basically the precursor of the ATP production from the electron transport chain. This oxidative phosphorylation is known as the basically oxidative phosphorylation to produce more ATP in the mitochondria, and in this way the ATP synthase enzyme produce more ATP due to the NADH oxidation, and after this oxidation basically the proton will reduce after the electron and proton and oxygen, half molecule of oxygen will lead to reduce in the form of water. So that is why the oxygen is important, and in this way produce a lot of the ATP, and that is why the mitochondria is important for the source of the production of ATP. Whenever the mitochondria will be damaged or decrease the number of mitochondria in your cell, which that will lead to decrease the production of ATP. So this is the important thing you should need to understand. So basically when basically ATP when decrease, it means the many complication will arise. For example, a low energy level and the difficulty for the movement and difficulty, that's all things due to the mitochondria, and the number of mitochondria will decrease with the passage of aging. But the increase, we can increase the number of mitochondria in our cell due to the exercise. When exercise will increase the number of mitochondria because the requirement, because the production of more ATP. Whenever you will aerobic respiration stimulate, so the a lot of the exercise routine will lead to increase the mitochondria. When increase the mitochondria, it means the number of mitochondria will increase in the adipose tissue, and in this way the white adipose tissue will lead to bingy adipose tissue, and bingy adipose tissue will lead to brown adipose tissue. The brown adipose tissue contain a lot of mitochondria. So in this way we can stimulate through exercise. So the exercise is the number one thing which that stimulate the brown adipose tissue. Brown adipose tissue contain a lot of mitochondria which that contain a UCP that will lead to increase the heat production, and in this way you can survive in the cold weather. But on the other hand, important thing you should need to understand, the basically is the increase of the mitochondria will decrease the fat. In this way the brown adipose tissue will increase, but the white adipose tissue even decrease will lead to obesity, chances will be low. On the other hand, the increase of the mitochondria due to the exercise will lead to basically function more well and use that energy in the form of heat. On the other hand, the mitochondrial health is due to the less insulin stimulation, fasting, and on the other hand the exercise, which then will lead to trigger the mitochondrial function. On the other hand, whenever the NADH will decrease the synthesis of NADH and NAD plus, so we can use a precursor through drug like NMN, and on the other hand the NAD plus booster or NADH for simply. So in this way, this is a very expensive process for consumption of NAD plus. So what is the function of NAD plus in the mitochondria? So NAD plus is important for the production of NADH in the Krebs cycle to produce more ATP. When produce more ATP, so in this way due to the NADH, if the NADH will decrease, so ultimately death will occur. So the NADH will decrease with the passage of age, but you can trigger due to the exercise. When you will exercise, So the NADH will increase because the requirement. And in this way, whenever you will be more active, so that is the key to decrease the aging while increase the lifespan. So that is why the NAD plus is very important, which that is the precursor of ATP, but it is not used. It is the coenzyme will work with the enzyme to trigger that all electron pathway, the electron transport chain, which that work even the FADH2. But the mitochondria will basically healthy if you exercise more. So increase the number of mitochondria in the myocyte, in the cardiac muscle cell and your brain due to the exercise will lead to function properly and use that all glucose in your blood in the mitochondria, and in this way the type 2 diabetes mellitus will be decreased. And on the other hand, a lot of Alzheimer disease and the fat deposition in your brain, in your liver, lead to fatty liver, and cirrhosis or fibrosis will be chance of the fibrosis and cirrhosis will be decreased, because the number of mitochondria will increase. Whenever the number of mitochondria will increase after the result of the lipolysis during the fasting, will use that free fatty acid in the mitochondria to produce more heat, and that is known as the beta oxidation of the fatty acid. That is why the mitochondria increase will lead to basically more improve your health and increase your lifespan. Whenever the damaged mitochondria will occur, if so you when go to the fasting, so damaged mitochondria will not replicate, even it will lead to phagolysosome formation. Autophagy will be occur, and the damaged cell with the damaged mitochondria will lead to recycle, and that protein use again into the another synthesis of protein for the healthy cell. I hope you make sense about that. In this video we have discussed about the mitochondria, how to give the health of the mitochondria and how to boost the number of mitochondria in your cell, and how to lose fat, white fat into the brown adipose tissue, and that is healthy, and it is basically less deposit in your body. Even it provide the more heat during the cold weather. So that is why the brown adipose tissue is the golden part of your body for providing the more energy. I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. I am also making the handwritten tutorial about the biomedical science. You can learn a lot of knowledge if you are a biomedical student or normally expert. So that is basically we will learn. So see you in the next video for this one. Bye. Allah Hafiz.